Hey everybody, so today I am here to compare the Motif Luna to the Spectra S2 breast pump. This comparison was widely requested for, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm first going to go over my review points and go over which one I think won in that category, if there is a winner, and then at the very end of it, I'm going to kind of touch on what I think I personally would enjoy more, and also just kind of my verdict about who I think wins in this comparison. So as far as my review points go, they are price, function and ease of use, reviews, portability and power options, accessibility to replacement and spare parts, customer service, durability, noise level, closed or open system, and also two-phase expression. So I'll touch a little bit on each of those as I go. There is something really quickly I wanted to mention, is that the Spectra S2 has been around for a very long time. There is going to be things that it has a leg up on that just kind of come with time, whereas the Motif Luna is a newer pump. So just try to keep that in mind when we're going over the different stuff we're talking about today. But as far as price goes, the Luna is $199.98, so around $200, and the Spectra is $159.99, so around $160. However, I will say that both of these pumps are widely covered by insurance companies. Make sure you can't get a breast pump through your insurance company before you go paying out of pocket for one. I'll put a link down in the description to see if you qualify. But obviously in this category, Spectra does win. However, I will say that I do believe the Motif will come down in price. That's just something that I've seen happen time and time again with breast pumps. When they're released, they're a little bit more expensive, and then gradually as time goes on, they kind of settle into like a roundabout price that they tend to stick to. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Motif Luna go on sale, get cheaper as time goes on. Number two is function and ease of use, and I will say that these two are very similar in the way that they work. They both have preset options that you're going to have to select from, so you are in a way manually adjusting and figuring out what's working for you, but they are preset to the pump. So there's only so many options that you're going to have, and you're just gonna have to play around with that. If you guys are curious on how to use those breast pumps, I have how-to videos for both of them, so I'll link that for you. But when it comes to ease of use, they're both pretty user-friendly. So next up is reviews, and I went to Aeroflow because they had the most reviews for each pump, so that's what I kind of gauged it off of. It's a 5-star rating over there. The Luna had 4.5 and the Spectra had 5, so obviously the Spectra wins technically in this aspect. If you are looking for my own personal reviews of the pumps, I will link those because I have individual ones as well. Number 4 is portability and power options, and the Luna has a much smaller profile. In my opinion, it'd be a lot easier to travel with. It's not as cumbersome, so there is that. They do weigh the same, and as far as power options go, they both are wall adapter powered. Next is accessibility to replacement or spare parts, and they both are on Amazon with Prime 2-day shipping, so that is an option for you. However, I will say I've seen Spectra in store, I've seen it at Target, but again, this is one of those things that the Spectra has been around for so long, it's a widely known pump, that it's not surprising that their parts are now starting to become in store. So this isn't entirely off the table for Motif to eventually roll that out, but as of right now when I'm filming this video, Spectra does have the leg up. Next up is customer service. I've never had a problem with either companies. Next is durability. I feel like both of these pumps work well, whether you're an occasional pumper to an exclusive pumper. They don't mention lifespans in their user manuals, which is a good sign. And also, you know, I've done my own testing. I am an exclusive pumper, so they have held up well through what I've put them through. Next up is noise level, and I will say both of these pumps are quieter on lower levels, but they both gradually get louder the higher the settings are. And on the lowest settings, they are pretty quiet, but once you get up there in the upper levels of settings, I feel like they're not super quiet. They're so similar in noise level that I really don't feel like there's a winner here. It's kind of a draw. Next is open and closed system. They are both closed system. That means that they both have a mechanism in place to prevent any milk backflowing to the motor, which is a great thing. And then lastly is two-phase expression. That's where a pump will have two different modes. There's generally what's called massage mode and then also expression mode. Massage mode also might be called stimulation mode. It just kind of depends on the pump. But basically, there's one setting that's really rapid, it's quicker, it's to stimulate milk, it's to get milk flowing, and then expression mode is to pull that milk out and to empty you. So most pumps offer this, and both of these pumps do as well. I will say, however, theirs is manually selected. So it's not on a timer. It doesn't start off in one setting versus the other or anything like that. You have to choose which one of those you want to be in. You have to choose how long you want to be in those in. So it's all up to you. It's all personal. There's no timers. There's no auto settings when it comes to that, but it does offer that feature for you. And as little bonuses, I will say the Spectra does have a place in the back to put a bottle, and they both have grab handles and night lights. So as for my verdict, I will say that these pumps are super similar. There was only a few review points where there's a very clear winner, and I feel like the most convincing aspect to me over who won this comparison came down to using the pump. Now, I know this isn't ideal because we don't get to test drive these pumps before we go making the decision on what one we want. It's a huge bummer. I really don't like that, but I think paired with the review points and how I feel about those, it gives me a comfortable decision that I've made about the comparison. Now, a couple of the review points, like the price and the replacement parts, like I mentioned, I feel like those things can change. You know, Spectra might win now, but who's to say in 5 years the Motif Luna doesn't have a cheaper price? It's not in stores available for you to be able to find, you know, spare parts really easily. You know, that kind of stuff does come with time. I've seen that with a lot of breast pumps. I've been using breast pumps for quite some time now. So it's very normal to see that progression. You just have to keep in mind that I'm comparing an older pump to a newer pump, and there are just things that come with the years that it's going to be available. So with all things considered, I will say that the Motif Luna is the winner in my book. And that is because, number one, it already is affordable compared to other pumps. It is already being widely covered by insurances. I like that it's already on Prime with replacement parts to easily get them to you if you do have a Prime membership. It has a lot of great features. It is low profile, it's easy to travel with, it's pretty lightweight, it's got night lights, it's got a lot of features that a lot of people enjoy. And I personally liked the experience of using it better than with the Spectra. I feel like it delivers all those review points, and then my own personal experience with it just really sold it to me. It feels a lot better. It does a better job for me. The Motif is a pump that I will continue to use for myself. It did a good job with emptying me, giving me the suction that I needed without being uncomfortable, all those kind of things that you really need when you are pumping. However, with the Spectra, I didn't experience that. It was a little too gentle for me, and for that reason, I passed it on to another mom. So for me, the Motif Luna wins by far and away. I feel like a lot of people are also going to be very comfortable with that decision as well. I don't see a lot of people not liking the Motif Luna in comparison to the Spectra. They are super similar, but I do think that the Motif Luna is going to accommodate more people. The Spectra is still great. If you need a super, super gentle pump, by all means, I think the Spectra is still going to work for you. But if you need something that's gentle but can offer more suction, the Motif Luna is what you should be looking into. I just think by far and away, it's going to accommodate a lot more people, especially those of us who need a little bit more suction, maybe felt like the Spectra was lacking a little bit. It's probably going to be up your alley. So all things considered, like I said, I do think that the Motif Luna is the winner here. You guys really wanted to see this comparison, so I hope it was helpful. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.